Good evening, everyone. It's 7 o'clock. I'm going to call this meeting to order. May all who are able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Tonight we have a special meeting where we are going to recognize our top 10 students and our retirees. So if it's okay with the board, we're going to skip right to the first three agenda items in the superintendent's report, and then we'll go back in order of the agenda if that's all right with everybody. So then the students are free to leave and the retirees are free to leave for the rest of the meeting. With that, I'll turn it over to Heidi.
Okay, so our first topic for tonight is the recognition of the Marshwood High School Top 10. And I'm really excited to see this group of kids here today. And you're going to hear from them tonight as they talk a little bit about their peers. And you guys are ready? You know the order? Okay.
Hello. To start, I would like to introduce Isaiah Paradin. Many times have I recalled sitting in AP Stats, listening to Isaiah spend his time convincing Mrs. Crowley that there was such a thing as sigma notation, and later moving on to get a 98 on our next unit test. Isaiah has not just been an exceptional student for as long as I have known him, but uses his humor and lightheartedness to connect with those around him. Dedicated deeply to academics, athletics, and his community through his commitment to the indoor and outdoor track teams, as well as his church youth group, where he supports struggling communities from Maine to West Virginia. I have no doubt that Isaiah will continue to prosper as he studies business administration at Liberty University this fall. He is sure to bring his infectious humor, drive, and generosity to the multitudes of people he will inspire and uplift in his future.
Hello. Thanks for saying all that. That's nice of you. That's nice of you. I'd like to introduce Mackie Bowe. Mackie is someone who, if I had to describe in one word, I would say passionate, for sure. In academics, Mackie's passionate. That's probably evident in the fact that they're with us today in this line of wonderful people. Mackie's very passionate when it comes to art, dance, music, and drawing. In fact, if you spend the better part of a minute or two just walking around this this high school, you'll see murals and stuff like that, all from Mackie, and they're great, and they're amazing. And they're passionate about others. I've seen that firsthand. They make sure to always include their peers around us, and they show a degree of respect for the rest of us that I really, really, really appreciate. So that's Mackie Bowe.
Thank you, Isaiah. I just need a second to pull up my notes. I'll be introducing Zach Ferrioli. Though we haven't known each other particularly well in our time in high school, I did have the privilege of having geometry class with Zach a couple years ago. And in that short time, it became clear to me that he was not only a gifted student in math and beyond, but someone with a passion for learning and sharing his knowledge for others. He was always ready to help someone struggling with a problem or explain a concept thoroughly and patiently. I've heard Zach described by classmates as reliable and disciplined in his academics, always pulling his weight in group projects, as well as being determined and fun to be around. Multiple people said that he was, simply put, a nice person, which is an often underappreciated but very crucial quality, and in talking to him now, I've had that confirmed. These character traits are backed up by innovative personal projects, like designing an app for an extended learning opportunity and extracurriculars such as playing for the school's tennis team. I have no doubt he'll do well studying at Stockholm School of Economics next year, and I wish him well. Congratulations, Zach.
Thank you very much, Mackie, for those kind words. I'd like to introduce Max Curry tonight. I have the great pleasure of introducing him. He's an incredible student. Among his most noticeable qualities is his kindness. Max Curry is an incredibly kind student. He never fails to put a smile on the face of every single student, teacher, and faculty member in his presence. I've also noticed from personal experience that Max never fails to go out of his way to help any student or anybody in need and does it with zero hesitation. Additionally, Max is a very talented baker. He is known for bringing in his very delicious desserts every Friday for his advisory. and he also sells those very same desserts through his own small business. I know that Max's personal qualities as well as his incredible talents he will take with him throughout his future to make our world a much better place. UVM is lucky to have him.
Thank you so much, Zach. Tonight, I'm proud to introduce Elizabeth Barber. I've known Elizabeth since 5th grade. She was a friend of a friend, and at the time, very quiet. But as we got closer, she really opened up. I thought she was timid at first, but knowing her now, she isn't at all. Elizabeth will take on any challenge she can. She packs her school schedule full of the hardest classes available, and on top of that, she has multiple dance lessons per day. She's one of the few who suffered through online AP US history in our sophomore year. She is just so amazing at anything she tries. She likes to lie that she doesn't know what's going on, when in reality, she's often one of the few who does. I could always count, though last year, I could always count on her for a nervous, "Definitely not," when I asked her if she actually did the homework for AP Chem. Elizabeth puts so much effort into anything she does, and it shows. Her dancing is outstanding, her academics are obviously great, and she's generally a good person to be around. I'm so glad I got to know her for this long, and I'm excited to see her at UVM with me next year. She's humble, funny, smart, and talented. Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Max. That was very nice. Next up, I'm honored to present Lucy Parker. Ever since I first met her, I could tell that Lucy is one of the kindest, smartest, funniest, and most humble people I've ever met. She's incredibly talented, excelling in classes of all subject areas, as well as Dover's animal science program, and on top of that, having dedicated herself to soccer, tennis, and hockey during her time at Marshwood. She's an exceptional athlete. There's literally nothing she can't do. Her closest friends describe her as considerate and determined, always effortlessly brightening others' days, and I know everyone around her agrees. I feel so lucky to have gotten to know her over these past few years. There's so much more I could say, but I'll leave you with this. More than her many talents and accomplishments, Lucy leaves a lasting positive impact on everything she does and everybody she talks to, which makes it clear to me that she will continue to thrive in anything she chooses to do in the future. Congratulations, Lucy.
Thank you, Elizabeth. That was so kind. I would love to introduce James Foss. Even without having many classes with him throughout the years, it's very clear the impact that he's had on the school and his community. He's on the morning announcements, and I love hearing his, "Hey, everyone," after he says the school lunch for the morning, which I love. So he's also part of many clubs and the school-mediated events, and also managing the volleyball team on top of everything. You'll also find him on the school website, where he's most recently featured for the math team and winning the Principals Award, which is a testament to his hard work and impact on the school. It's no surprise that he's headed to Harvard next year for chemistry and Spanish on the pre-med track. I'm so happy for his accomplishments and know that nothing but the best is waiting at Harvard. Congratulations, James.
So today I'm going to be introducing Micaiah number 3. I've had the pleasure of knowing Micaiah since middle school, and it's been incredible to watch him grow as a student, athlete, and community member over the years. From carving pumpkins at his house to working on difficult physics problems together, I found through every interaction with him that Micaiah has a way of making everyone feel welcome. Micaiah is a record-holding runner in track, a standout scholar, and an individual devoted to service. He's a strong leader, and he's always there to provide help and guidance for others as a track team captain, a member of his church, a friend, and so much more. Micaiah is a motivated and talented person, and he leads his life with compassion and kindness, always ready to step out of his comfort zone and try new things. I think we need more people like Micaiah, who never fails to brighten others' days. Next year, I know he will improve the Liberty University campus as he studies mechanical engineering, and I can't wait to see the amazing things he'll do. Congrats, Micaiah.
Thank you, James. I want to introduce our salutatorian, Maddie Getchell. She is a highly accomplished individual, not just in school. She is hardworking and diligent in everything she does, whether it's school, her work, her hobbies, or her service. Her friends value her honesty, her unique sense of humor, and all that she does for her friends. Her keen sense of observation shows everyone around her just how much she cares. Maddie is, something you'll know about her is her signature of wearing pencils in her hair speaks volumes to who she is as a person. She's always ready to apply her passion and her intelligence wherever it's needed. Maddie is going to attend Smith College next year, or this semester, and no matter where she goes, I know that her talent and her intelligence is going to brighten up wherever she goes, and she's going to go far. Maddie is a great person, she's a great friend, and she's a great student, and she is very deserving of being our Class of 2025 salutatorian.
Thank you, Micaiah, for those kind words. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce our valedictorian for the class of 2025, Kaylee Gilbert. Kaylee and I have known each other for longer than I can actually recall. There are pictures of us at my 3rd birthday party, and there are stories of us riding tricycles down the hallways of the school our grandmothers used to work at. When we reconnected in middle school, I'll admit I was initially intimidated by her passion and talent even then. But academic rivals aside, I've been lucky enough to call Kaylee one of my closest friends. We have suffered through 7 years of math classes, labored over essays for overly critical teachers, and created elaborate DNA replication models together. And we have also ventured to faraway grocery stores, failed to solve murder mysteries, and watched more movies than I could name. Though she's a wonderful friend, generous with her time, compassion, and money, even to the point of occasional bankruptcy. She is also ceaselessly dedicated in every pursuit, be they English, music, or Breaking Bad related. I know my high school career would not have been as chaotic, competitive, or joyful without her friendship. And I know she is headed for great things next year at Brown and beyond. Congratulations, Kaylee.
Such an impressive bunch. That was wonderful. So we are going to move on to the next item on the agenda, but I want to let you guys go. You do not have to sit up here on stage and be looked at. So you are welcome to stay and hang out if you'd like, or you're also welcome to leave, and your parents can do the same. It's up to you. So give you a minute to...
Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone. Gotta hug his mama.
I know.
I know. Thank you.
And then your little thing.
All right. Our crowd got a lot smaller. Before we move on to talking about our retirees this year, I wanted to take just a moment and turn it over to Jen to recognize our senior school board member.
James, the board would like to thank you for being such an engaged student representative, a leader, and valuable member of the Marshwood community. We wish you the very best in your future, and we're so proud of you. And we have a little gift for you. Come over and give it, yes, just hand it down. Thank you, James. Congratulations.
All right, so we are going to move on to the recognition of our retirees, and I'd like to start by calling Mr. Hoogterp up.
Thank you. Before we get into the recognition of an employee that we're going to talk quite a bit about, I thought maybe we'd do a little word association game first. And just to give you a quick example, I'll give you 4 clues. And once you get the 4 clues, you will then tell me what those 4 clues represent. So just as a quick example, if I were to say pencils, notebooks, backpacks, calculators, you would probably say school supplies, correct? Okay. Here are your 4 clues. Tom Brady, Serena Williams, Michael Jordan, and Denise Brooks. The GOAT. The GOAT. The GOAT. 3, 2, 1, spin. The GOAT. So why is Denise Brooks the GOAT? Well, a number of reasons. I, of course, have only been here 3 years, but Denise has been here 26 years, every single year since this building has opened, and 28 years in service to our district, as well as a graduate of Marshwood High School. And so that's the first reason, Denise, that you are the GOAT. When I got here, it took me about an hour to figure out she got it going on. Like, she knows what's going on. And it was never a situation of, hey, Denise, I need this. Hey, Denise, what do you think about this? Hey, how do we do this? There was always, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. And her ability to microtask so many things is far superior than any administrative assistant I've ever worked with. So for those reasons, you are the GOAT to me, amongst many other reasons. We're going to miss you. It's not going to be the same here, but you have made a lasting and great impact on Marshwood High School.
Thank you, Mr. Hookturk. Denise, I would see you as the gold standard. And I wanted to know myself what the gold standard was, and it is the best, most reliable, most prestigious of its type. And that's how I see you, Denise. I just thought I'd look a little bit into, how long has Denise really been here, and how do you measure time? And I started to look back a little bit. So Denise started here in 1996, and the #1 song was the Macarena. A gallon of gasoline was $1.23. The federal minimum wage was $4.25. Do you remember that, Denise? Because that's what we paid her for an hour. A new home you could actually buy for about $150,000. Do you remember that, Denise? I just see Denise as a anticipator and an initiator extraordinaire. I think of when I come into the building, I'm really the newbie to the building, finishing up my 2nd year here, but for some reason and somehow Denise, when you walk in the door, she's like the Wizard of Oz, because where her office is, you can't see her, but when you walk in, she knows your footsteps. Good morning, Mr. Bourbon. It's like, where did that come from? If you go to the copier, she'd say wrong buttons. You wouldn't see her. You open a cabinet door. What are you looking for? She knows all of those things. But most of all, Denise, we work fairly closely together because getting the morning started is just so important. And we as administrators come in and our day just starts off just so good because you've done such a good job taking care of everything, really. The subs are in place, the lesson plans have been taken care of. So many things have been just taken care of, and it's just so easy for us to come in and start our day and start a really good day. So I will miss you greatly, Denise. Thank you for all you've done, and I wish you the very, very, very best as you go off into your retirement.
Denise, it's lucky I can't see you right now because I know that I'd probably tear up here. I've known Denise. I got to go back to a little story. I've been here close to 23 years, and there's 3 things that I remember when I walked into the building the first time. Number one, Denise was the first person I met for my interview as the athletic director, and she was super kind and welcoming. The second thing I realized is when I walked into the principal's office at the time, there was a lot of high-level administrators in there, some teachers that had been around a long time. And then the third thing that I really realized after the interview was that no matter with the high-level administrators were in there, I realized who ran the school. And that was Denise Brooks. And it became very, very evident to me when I first started working. Denise has been through 5 principals. She's been someone that has rolled with the changes over the course of time. She has not been afraid to tell me where and when to go pound sand when I needed to. And when I needed to do that, she was always the person that gave me great advice. Denise, I can never thank you enough. I was very fortunate to see her daughters grow up a little bit when they were in high school and getting through, and now they've got their own family, and she's a grandmother. She's very proud of that, and when the kids come into school. They say people are irreplaceable, but I would question that with Denise. I remember telling Brett when Denise told us that she was going to retire, and I said, this one's going to hurt. Denise has been a foundation for us, a very, very strong foundation. People go to her before they go to anybody in our building. We wish you the best in retirement, and I was fortunate enough to give Denise's 25-year speech here, and some of the people in here remember the show MASH, and I referred to her as the Radar Riley. Like, she was radar. Like, she knew what needed to be done before we even asked. Brett, when he was nominating her for Administrative Assistant of the Year with the MPA, referred to Denise as the rooster. And this was her chicken coop, and she was very protective. And she still is that way. And there's thousands of people that you've affected. Thank you for everything.
Can we get a picture with the t-shirts? Rebecca, can we get a picture with the t-shirts? Yes. Yeah. We need a picture with the t-shirt, so.
Might have to turn to the side. Yeah. Look over your shoulders.
Yes. Good. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to ask Mr. Brunel if he would come up.
I think those high school seniors will speak better than I will. They were awesome, so I think congratulations to them. So I have 2 teachers that are retiring this year. Both are in 5th grade, both Lauries. Both spell Laurie the same way. So Laurie Gerard, Laurie McPherson, can you come on up? I'm going to have you come up right now. So one of the things that we ask kids to do all the time is to step outside their comfort zone. And that's how they learn. I can guarantee you these 2 are stepping outside their comfort zone right now because this is not their idea of a good time, okay? But I will tell you, and so they've asked me, don't talk a lot. I was telling the board members that before, and they said, nice try, Jerry, because you'll go on and on. So I am really going to try to keep this short. They are a principal's dream. When I think of, teachers that you want in your building, these are the folks you want in the building. They are compassionate. They are truly professional. They will take on anything. They've been around for a while, okay? They've been around for a while. But if there's, again, to a new initiative, it is not like, oh, I don't want to do that. I want to do it the way I used to do it. They are always up for learning. And so, again, they are a dream for a principal. Laurie Gerard started at the middle school. I think it was 2001. And thank goodness that about 2005, she decided to come to the Great Work School. And Laurie has been a person that's been on so many committees. She was the grade level leader for many years. And one of the things, I don't know if Laurie realizes, is that she is this quiet leader. And what I mean by that is she listens. She takes in all sides. There's difference of opinions. But when Laurie speaks, people listen. She has influence, and she is just that, I describe her as that quiet leader. Laurie McPherson, not so quiet sometimes, but Laurie she's the person, she's the only person I know that has taught one grade. So she's taught fifth grade, started at Central, and I think we said 1986, and was at Central School, was down at Elliott, that's where I first met Laurie, and then was at the Great Work School. And Laurie's that person that I would find myself going to. At 2 o'clock, I think the district probably owes you money because I took a lot of your prep time. Because when things were going on in the building, and are you on the right track, or, I would go to Laurie, and she would be that person that would just kind of say, okay, Jerry, you're on the right track, or like Rich says, wait a minute, and she would tell me. She was honest, and I think you got a lot of your dad in you, and your dad would be really proud today. So I did write something down, but I try not to read it. But I do, when I think of what describes both of these folks is kind, compassionate, understanding, independent, and positive. And I think they see the goodness, or they see the good in kids, and they are always trying to bring that goodness out of those kiddos. And the people, the kids that you have, kids and families that you have made a positive difference. It just goes on and on and on, and you're going to truly be missed at the Great Work School.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and next I will ask Principal Goulet to join us on the stage.
I'm being threatened by my teachers. Come on, Mr. Barron. Come on, Mr. Carson. So then I will let you choose. At the Great Works, neither one of them wanted to come up, but one doesn't and one doesn't mind, even though one is saying he doesn't mind wanting to come up here. But both of these gentlemen, the moment they told me they were going to retire, they both instantly told me, I'll come back to help with Rocket Day. Because that's who they are, because they know that it takes so much to have something like that be put out for the kids, and it's so important for the kids, and it's meaningful, and they're passionate about it, and that's who they are at the core. So I've only been the principal of Marshwood Middle School for 2 years. I've learned a lot about these gentlemen. Their heart and soul is about what they do. And so I couldn't do justice for them because they have been here for, Scott has been here for 21 years.
I'm a baby compared to all the rest of
I know, 21 years, but that's a lot of years in one place doing his craft. Mr. Barron, who's just loving me right now, has been in the service on and off, right, for 30 years. And it's been a great time for them, but I wanted to tap into the people that worked with them the most, and so I'm going to read some things from each of them. So I'm going to start with Mr. Barron. Okay. Mr. Barron has been at Marshwood for 30 years. He has done rocket intramurals, robotics intramurals. He's been an Alice trainer. He's been the purple team leader. What's TTL, Mr. Barron? Technology? Do you know what TTL is? Well, he did that as well.
I get it.
He did it. Community leader, boys basketball coach, and assistant and freshman football coach. So this is what a couple of his team members said about him. It's courageous to walk into a classroom every day knowing you're not just delivering content, but shaping the future. It's courageous to believe in students even when they don't believe in themselves. It's courageous to keep giving your time, your heart, your energy, year after year, knowing the work is hard and sometimes the rewards are immediate. But Keith did it all with resilience and with courage. Keith is the kind of teacher who would drive on a snowy day down to Boston Children's to visit a student and bring him well-wishing cards from his classmates. Keith once moved a colleague all day from Kittery to Limerick because they needed his muscles and his truck. You want, no? No? Okay. Okay. In that order, yes, Mr. Carson. Sorry. Did you just try to kick me? Keith is an unbelievable pep rally announcer. I witnessed and heard that. He writes thoughtful, touching, and tear-inducing speeches about his students. When an earlier teammate retired and moved to California, it was Keith who kept carrying buckets of water to the tree planted in her honor, even though she would never see it. He had been the founder of Rocket Day. Is that true? Yes, sir. Okay. Where all students have the core memory of seeing their rocket take flight. He is the director of traffic to ensure the safety of parents, students, and bus drivers alike. He's a leader of Alice, keeping the school updated and transitioning to a safer way to evacuate our school. This is one of my favorites, especially when you break dance. He is the Grinch at Christmas, getting the kids psyched for the holiday break. Keith has taught students who now work for NASA, students who have been on reality shows centering around innovation, students going to pursue careers in meteorology, and students who pursue geology and now study glacial ice. It was Keith's profound ability in teaching that helped propel these students to begin their love for science and their drive to excel in STEM careers. This is the essence of Keith. His impact on MMS has been immeasurable. His honor, enthusiasm, and ethic has guided our MMS community for 31 years. His daily presence will be missed by all. Mr. Carson. I'm scared to turn my back on you. Mr. Carson, although you may be a teenager in age on this paper, but he has been our curriculum chair for science, white team leader, and has done science intramurals. And we've had many staff members add to this, so please bear with me. An overview of Scott has always taught 6th grade, primarily focusing on science, while he also stepped in 1 year to teach math to keep another teacher from losing their position at Marshwood Middle School. He is a team player willing to create schedules and Loom videos and consistently seeks to find what engages students. He embraces fun by wearing quirky t-shirts and costumes chosen by his teammates. Participates in dance parties in the hallway. I have witnessed this when he hasn't been looking. And strives to incorporate cross-curricular terms into his lessons. His personal attributes: Scott is one of the best individuals I've worked with. He genuinely cares for both students and colleagues is evident. He arrives early to school to enjoy some quiet time and complete tasks, including setting up time lapses of sunrises and weather observations, which he shares with students and his teammates. He is always willing to assist. Scott contributes during busy periods by helping with team tasks and preparing for other classes. His support extends beyond his work. He checks in on colleagues during tough times, ensuring privacy and sincerity. During challenging team meetings, he encouraged sharing positive stories about students, lifting everyone's spirits. Scott doesn't just volunteer at school. He likes mowing the yard at the church's yard and helping at the soup kitchen, reflecting his commitment for his community and his teammates and his students. He also sells plants at school, and all the donations that he gets, the proceeds go back to our school counselors, and he's the co-founder of the Great British Bake Off group at school, with funds supporting the Hawk's Nest. These initiatives foster connections among our staff and our students. Over the past 6 or 7 years, Scott and a colleague have shared many laughs about unexpected lessons in education that aren't taught in college, which they even joked about writing a book filled with insightful jokes from our experiences. We've danced together inspired students to become future dancers. Each year during the senior walkthrough, students create a bottleneck at Scott's door to express their appreciation for his class. This teacher's role that day is to guide the students around to Mr. Barron's room, where another bottleneck forms. And so it's just a big bottleneck of students just trying to thank these two gentlemen for the role they've played in their life, which is just a wonderful testament. Well, this person is very excited to see you go on your new adventure, Scott. They're very saddened and that they won't see you regularly. He's a consummate professional and a clear friend with a bright future ahead. This person has mentioned a group called Sundays with Scott, where they can meet at his home to catch up and possibly garden together. So good luck with that. And for another friend, for most of my teaching career, I've had the privilege of working just across the hall from Scott Carson, one of the most dedicated and inspiring educators I know. We've shared countless conversations, laughs, and quiet understandings that come from navigating the highs and lows of teaching together. Scott's passion for science is infectious, and his ability to spark curiosity in students have left a lasting impact. What I admire most about him is his calm demeanor, sense of humor, and unwavering commitment to do what's best for kids. It is rare to have a colleague who becomes such a steadfast part of your daily life, and I'm incredibly grateful for all the years we've spent just steps apart. Next year, the 6th grade hallway will be undoubtedly feel different without him. Both of these gentlemen have left a great impact on our students, and they will miss you dearly.
So we have one more retiree. If you're following along on the agenda, she did not want to be spoken about tonight. We always give people a choice whether they want to come up on stage and be spoken about or not. But I do want to just acknowledge publicly that Deborah Kelly from Central School is retiring as well, and we thank her so much for her 30 years of service to the district. Before I turn it over to Jen, I just want to say thank you on behalf of the district to all of our retirees. What an incredible group of educators, and you've all impacted so many kids and so many of your colleagues, and you're going to be greatly missed.
Thank you. All right, and with that, we'll move on. And we do not have any scheduled audience to the public. Nobody signed up for a public comment. So we'll move to the report of the secretary. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the April 30th meeting, please?
I move to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of Wednesday, April 30th, 2025.
And second?
Heather? Second.
And did anyone have any comments?
Looks good.
Concerns? Good? All in favor? 4-0? All right. And then may I have a motion for the, to approve the minutes for the district budget meeting for May 12th?
I move to approve the minutes of the district budget meeting of Monday, May 12th, 2025.
Second?
Second.
And any comments? So this is just the minutes from the district budget meeting on the 12th. All was good as far as I could see.
Yeah.
Comments, concerns?
No.
Nothing? All in favor? 4-0? All right, and then moving to the report of the chair, we can have an update on the town officials meeting, which was held in South Berwick. Mrs. Early-Hersey, will you give us an update on that meeting?
Certainly. Mr. Cormier and Mr. Long and myself met with town officials from South Berwick. We primarily discussed voting and the upcoming vote on June 10th at Central School. We went over and did a walkthrough, did some planning around ADA accessibility and making sure that parking and other things would run smoothly. It's particularly tricky because we're going to be in session. There'll be students in the building, so the voting will be held in the gym, and we'll be having people go in and out the gym door. Unless they are handicapped and need additional accessibility, then they can go through the main office. So that was one part of the meeting. We did touch briefly, looking for updates on the traffic light projects in front of the high school and in downtown, and we didn't get any super specific details, just that both of those projects appear to be in the queue, and we'll know more when we know more.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. It was a little while ago. Those are the biggest things. We also talked about in the future, after our June 10th vote, the town asked and we agreed to look into moving the South Berwick voting to the high school.
Great.
Which will eliminate some of our concerns around accessibility and the ability to sort of cordon voting off in a safe way from the rest of the school, should school be in session on a voting day. So our plan is to do a walkthrough with the South Berwick town officials next week to start taking a look at that.
Okay, great. All right. And then the delegate to the MSBA Delegate Assembly that will be held in October. Joe just wanted me to let you all know that he will be there. Unless anyone else is interested, then you can let Joe know. And that the resolution language that will be discussed at that meeting will be available for the board to review in August. So look out for that. And be in touch with Joe if you prefer to go instead of him. Moving on to the report of the superintendent, we'll give it back to Mrs. Early Hersey to start with the graduation update.
All right, so the next item on my agenda this evening is to just briefly remind everybody that we have graduation on Friday, June 13th at 6 p.m. here at Marshwood High School. It will be out on the athletic field, barring any crazy changes in the weather. Fingers crossed, we don't have to do that. I've also been asked to have the board let me know if you're planning to attend. We want to make sure we have the right number of chairs up on the stage for all board members.
Perfect. And we'll meet at the gate at 5:30 as usual. Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
I will be there.
Next, I just wanted to acknowledge that we had a fantastic Marshwood Adaptive Track and Field Day on Tuesday, May 27th. It was here at the high school. It's one of my favorite days of the year. It's just, I sat with Jen and Joe for a while, and it's just such a positive community-building experience. Penny Gagnon and all of our special educators and adaptive PE teachers do such a fantastic job pulling together a wonderful day for the students and families, and huge smiles, and I love seeing the students from every grade level across the school come and support their classmates and cheer them on, and it's just a fantastic day. So thank you to all involved in making that happen.
That's awesome.
Just a reminder to the public that we have our district budget validation referendum. Our vote on the district budget will be on June 10th. Elliott community members will vote at Marshwood Middle School, and as I stated earlier, South Berwick will be voting at Central School. Voting hours are 8 to 8. Tomorrow night in the Marshwood High School Career Center, we will have our adult education graduation. If anybody would like to come, that's at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Looking forward to that.
Great.
I wanted to take a minute and just confirm with everybody here the summer board meeting dates. I believe we've done some conferring offline, and
Yes.
we're planning to have our July meeting on July 30th.
Yep.
And the board workshop will be there'll be a workshop from 5:30 to 7 for the purpose of the board doing their self-evaluation
Yes.
prior to the meeting, which will be at the regular 7 p.m. time.
Yes.
And then similarly, the date chosen for the August meeting is August 13th. We will offer a board workshop to Rollinsford. We haven't heard back from them. We're not sure if they're able to meet that day. And our intention is to hold a workshop either way, and if Rollinsford is unavailable, we'll use that as our goal-setting workshop. If Rollinsford is available, we'll push the goal-setting workshop to the next
Okay.
board meeting, if that makes
Perfect.
sense to
Yep.
everybody.
That's great.
Okay. And I wanted to acknowledge some resignations that we have received. So the first person that has resigned is Sandra Villamil. Sandy is a first grade teacher at Elliott Elementary. She is moving on to a new adventure, and we wish her well. Next is Amanda Anicelli. Amanda is a kindergarten teacher at Elliott Elementary, and she has taken a position in another district in New Hampshire. We wish Amanda the best and thank her. And lastly, Deb Gagnon, administrative assistant here at Marshwood High School, has resigned from her position, and we also wish Deb the very best. And I would turn it over to Cabry and James.
Awesome, thank you. A little on sports. Girls Lacrosse has a scrimmage against Drape Academy on June 6th. Baseball varsity has their SMAA playoffs at St. Joe's on June 7th. And track, boys and girls, their championships are also on June 7th this weekend. So I wish everyone participating luck on that. For Student Gov, we've officially finished out our year. To end things off, we did a recap of this year's initiatives and progress and created a tentative plan for next year. We also elected our new leadership, including next year's junior co-presidents Lucy Cox and Olivia Burke.
For most of our extracurriculars, the year's kind of over for them. They generally wrap up in early May. But for the spring play Puffs, they had their shows this past weekend. The cast performed very well, and they were really happy to bring a fun and entertaining show to Marshwood Theater. And then also for the Unified Bocce team, just a little, insertion into the sports section, but they did go undefeated for the whole season, which is very incredible. For student life, students had their AP tests throughout the month of May, which went very well. And then also, as we heard earlier, we had our adaptive track and field event this past week, or a week ago. And then this past week, seniors have had finals, and next week will be underclassmen finals. So really wrapping up the year. And then lastly, with this being my last meeting, I'd like to thank the board for the last 2 years of collaboration and inclusion as I've served as a student representative. I'm really happy to announce that next year's junior representative will be Zora Noble. I think she's in the audience somewhere up there. She's waving. So good luck to Kay and to Zora, and thank you all for having me.
Thank you, James. All right, that is all I have. Back to you.
Great. All right, we have no correspondence on which to report, so we will move to the report of the committees. Facilities and Finance Committee will next meet on June 18th. So that moves us to the report of the Ed Policy Committee, which met on the 28th. And I believe Rebecca's going to give us a brief update there, and then we'll see some policies at the end of the meeting.
Okay, yes. There were some Title IX updates, so we had to update a lot of the policy language. And we also worked on the concussion and head injury policies and animals in school. There are 9 first reads tonight and 1 rescind.
Perfect. All right, and then a report from the Wellness and SEL Committee, which met this evening before tonight's meeting. Rebecca, were you going to take that on as well?
Yeah. We're still gearing up for taking a look at how we can incorporate wellness for next year, organizing in the fall and recognizing that wellness is different for everyone. Some people enjoy yoga, cooking, baking, excursions. Some people like to be orderly, and that brings them joy and calmness and wellness. So really just getting an idea of how we can incorporate whatever works for each individual. Let's see, Great Works, they're looking into a running club. I know that there's also already girls on the run, but they're looking on doing a running club for some boys.
Yep.
At the 3rd grade level, and maybe incorporating some of the students at Great Works for the 4th and 5th grade. And just to be really cognizant of what kids need, and that they need breaks every 20 to 30 minutes and standing up and being active. So that's why we were talking about the running club. And then looking into the wellness grant, which we discussed at one of the prior wellness meetings, that we can send some additional members to our wellness conference and to help sponsor some activities as well. So we're just kind of looking towards being prepared for the fall. Anything else, Kate, that I missed? Do you know? Okay.
That's good. Yeah. Great, thank you. All right, moving to new business. We have some nominations. Can I please get a motion for the nomination of Lindsay Agnetta, please?
I move to approve the nomination of Lindsay Agnetta, first-year probationary IEP coordinator, school year 2025 to 2026, master's, step 13, $74,041.
Second?
Second, Rebecca.
Great.
Want me to say a little bit
Yes,
about Lindsay? So when I met with Lindsay, I told her that I thought she was a unicorn because she had so many fantastic pieces that she brought to this position that we were exactly what we were looking for. She has a background in early childhood. She has a master's degree in early childhood special needs, and her her role is going to be as an IEP coordinator in support of our CDS students and also potentially some of our Rollinsford students. But she has that New Hampshire certification. She has special needs. She just brings a lot to the table, and I really enjoyed meeting with her. She's currently been working in Rochester, so we're looking forward to having her on board.
Great. Awesome. All right. Any questions, comments? All in favor? 4. And may I have a motion for Michelle Ma, please?
I'll move to approve the nomination of Michelle Ma, first-year probationary teacher, music, Elliott Elementary School, school year 2025 to 2026, master's level 9, prorated to .8, $52,812.80.
Second, Heather.
Perfect, thank you.
So Michelle is, I'm very excited about Michelle. She has a bachelor's of music from UNH and a master's from University of Southern Maine. And she has about 8 years experience as a music teacher. She worked in Manchester, in Portland, and in Nashua. And one of the things I learned about her when I met with her is that she spent the last year traveling around the world with her husband. And is excited to come back to teaching and be at Elliott Elementary.
Awesome. Great. Questions? All in favor? 4-0. And may I have a motion for Kelly Gallant, please, or Kaylee Gallant?
I'll move to approve the nomination of Kaylee Gallant, first-year probationary teacher, grade 4, Marshwood Great Works School, school year 2025-2026, master's level 9, $66,016.
Second, Rebecca.
Thank you.
So we're very lucky to be getting Kaylee, and my favorite part about meeting Kaylee, aside from how wonderful she was that Mr. Burnell kept calling me and saying, did you meet her yet? Is she coming? He was so excited about hiring her. So Kaylee has a bachelor's in child development and family relations and a master's in education, teaching and learning from USM. And she previously worked as a kindergarten and a second grade teacher in Cape Elizabeth, and took a year off to be with her children and is excited to come back and be a Great Works school.
Questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. Great. Can I have a motion for Christy Corvo, please?
I move to nominate Christy Corriveau, first-year probationary teacher, reading interventionist, Marshwood Middle School, school year 2025-2026, bachelor's step 12, prorated to .25 FTE, $16,313.50, pending FY26 budget approval.
Second, Rebecca.
Thank you.
So Christy has a bachelor's of science in education from UMaine Orono, and previous experience as a math teacher and a language arts teacher in the Marshwood district. Many of you currently know her as the Marshwood Middle School librarian, and we are super excited that she has agreed to take on a .25 reading intervention position, working with our 6th grade students that struggle with reading and need a little bit of extra support as they transition to the middle school. We think this is going to be a really nice additional piece for 6th grade, and we're very excited Christy's agreed to do that.
Awesome. Questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. And can I have a motion for Kara Howe, please?
I move to approve the nomination of Kara Howe, first-year probationary teacher, grade 1, Central School, school year 2025-2026, master's level 18, $87,146.
I'll second, Kate.
Thank you.
All right. Kara has most recently been our math intervention teacher at Central School, and she is excited to move to the 1st grade team. Kara has a bachelor's of music in music education from UNH and a master's as well. And she worked as a 1st grade teacher in Rockport, and then for many years, 15 years or so, she was a 2nd and 3rd grade teacher at the Mitchell School in Kittery. As I said, she's most recently been our math interventionist, and we're excited to have her join the 1st grade team.
Great. Nice. Questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. And a motion for Hannah Royce, please.
I'll move to approve the nomination of Hannah Royce, first-year probationary teacher, kindergarten, Elliott Elementary School, year 2025 to 2026, bachelor's level 1, $50,946.
Second, Rebecca.
Thank you. All right.
So Hannah is joining the Elliott Elementary team as a kindergarten teacher. She has Bachelor's of Education in Social and Behavioral Sciences and is working on completing her master's. She is fresh out of school. She's just completed her internship at Biddeford Primary School, and she's been doing some subbing for us in the district. And she's lovely, and we're excited to have her.
Great. She Marshwood grad?
She is a
bitches?
Marshwood grad.
Cool.
Wow,
Great.
Yes.
2020.
Love it.
Nice.
All right, questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. All right, can I have a motion in regards to the transportation by the South Berwick Rec Department?
I move to approve the use of MSAD 35 transportation by the South Berwick Recreation Department for the attached list of summer trips.
I'll second Kate.
Our list is here.
That's something we do every year.
Yep.
It's great.
Any questions or comments? All right, all in favor? 4-0. All right, can I get a motion for transportation by the Elliott Rec Department?
I move to approve the use of MSAD 35 transportation by the Elliott Recreation Department for the attached list of summer trips.
I'll second Kate.
Thank you. Also something we do every year. Great. Questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. And a motion about policy AC, please.
I move to approve the first reading and discussion of policy AC, non-discrimination, equal opportunity, and affirmative action.
Second, Heather.
Thank you. And any discussion or comments here?
Do you want me to just say?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a blurb would be great. Thank you.
So we're going to be discussing a variety of policies that connect, so AC, ACAA, ACAR, and ACAB. They're all connected to changes and then reverted changes to Title IX. So it's a federal law. About a year, not quite a year ago, we revised our Title IX and ACAA policies to reflect changes at the federal level to Title IX. With the change in administration in January, those changes have been rolled back, so we are required to revert to our previous policy versions, which is what these represent.
So back to the 2020 language.
Correct.
Yes, okay. There's really no changes from the original, the one that we had in 2020. There's no changes from that one. Any questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. And a motion for policy ACAA, please.
I'll move to approve the first reading and discussion of policy ACAA, harassment and sexual harassment of students.
Second, Rebecca.
Thank you. And again, this is the same situation where we're just reverting back to the 2020 language for federal law changes. Any questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. And a motion for ACAA-R.
I'll move to approve the first reading and discussion of policy ACAA-R, student discrimination, harassment, and Title IX sexual harassment complaint procedures.
Second, Heather.
Can I say one thing about this one?
Yes.
Please.
So one of the things we did in the fall when we revised this policy was we split the complaint procedures into two separate policies. So there was one for Title IX and there was one for sort of main state harassment claims. So every time, if we get an allegation of any kind of harassment, as the affirmative action officer, I have to evaluate the claim and decide which lane it flows into. So for simplicity, in terms of communication, we had separated that. The advice from legal right now is not to do that, just to stick with the old policy as it was written. So that's what you have in front of you.
Any questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. And a motion for policy ACAB, please.
I move to approve the first reading and discussion of policy ACAB, harassment and sexual harassment of school employees.
Second, Heather.
Same situation as the last ones.
Yep.
Any questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. And a motion in regards to policy ACAB-R, please.
I'll move to approve the first reading and discussion of policy ACAB-R, employee discrimination, harassment, and Title IX sexual harassment complaint procedures.
Second, Heather.
Same thing as.
Same thing. And this is the procedure.
Okay.
Yes. Questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. All right, keep moving here. Can I have a motion for policy JJIF, please?
Move to approve the first reading and discussion of policy JJIF, management of concussions and other head injuries.
Second, Rebecca?
All right, so this policy has been worked on with a sort of a subcommittee. So, sort of a cleaned up version of what we had that more aligns with sort of what we were doing, what the latest recommendations are. Trying to think what else.
I think there was just some redundancy too between the two policies.
Yes.
Or the
The
procedure.
policy and the
and
protocol.
The protocol, so we were cleaning that up a bit,
Make it
so
more
to say.
streamlined.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments here?
No.
Nothing? Oh, Kate, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor? 4-0. All right, and may I have a motion on JJIF-E?
I move to approve the first reading and discussion of policy JJIF-E, Marshwood Concussion Protocol.
I'll second, Kate.
Thank you. And this is sort of a similar, like, cleaned up version that pairs nicely with this new version of JJIF. It's sort of just a easy-to-follow protocol.
I think the other thing we spent a little time on was making sure that we were talking about return to learn and return to
Yes.
sport. Right,
Yes.
it wasn't just about sports.
Sports, yep, correct.
Yeah.
And it
This
was
is really
also not just
helpful.
about
Yeah.
getting injured in a sport as
Right,
well.
right.
Yes,
Yep.
so if
Could
a
be
student had a
home, something happened.
concussion at home, this is sort of an easy-to-follow
Yeah.
protocol.
Yeah, we're just going through this right now, and this is very helpful.
Any questions or comments? All in favor? It's 4-0. All right, and a motion for JJIF-R, please.
I'll
This is a
move
rescind.
to rescind policy JJIF-R, management of concussions and other head injury procedures.
Second, Heather.
Great. And this is just now redundant, so we're just rescinding for redundancy.
Okay.
Any questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. All right, and then a motion for IMGA, please.
Move to approve the first reading and discussion of policy IMGA, service animals in schools.
I'll second, Kate.
So this policy had a code change, which is the primary reason it went from an ACAC to an IMGA.
Yes.
And then we just cleaned up the pronouns.
Yes. And so then, is this one eventually will rescind ACAC, which was our existing one, and it will be this, because
Right.
of the code change,
This
we'll
is
rescind the
approved.
old one. Any questions or comments? All in favor? 4-0. All right, and policy IMG. May I have a motion,
I move
please?
to approve the first reading and discussion of policy IMG, Animals in School.
Second, Heather.
So this is a new policy that we don't have, but that MSMA recommends. around not service animals, but say, for example, a teacher wanted to have a classroom pet of some sort that might have a curricular connection. It kind of outlines the requirements.
And this was just the MSMA recommendations version. Any questions or comments?
Nope.
All in favor? 4? Great. And now we will move to the building administrator check-in, which we are not doing tonight. Any reason we're not doing that tonight?
Do you guys want to check in?
Are we, is anyone?
Jerry wants to check in. I can see Jerry. Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy. We had our concert last week and just packed house with the chorus and the band. Janice Morrow, Matt Taylor just do an unbelievable job. And the kids, I mean, I thought we had a mosh pit because the kids, there was one song and it was about, someone that touches you and makes a difference, and all of a sudden the whole chorus started coming after Mrs. Morrow. I thought we were going to have to bring out bouncers and things because they love her so much. The 5th grade, just 2 examples of, and I've said this before about how proud we are of our kids, but how different people notice our kids. We had the 4th grade had someone here this week, and they were doing orienteering, and so they were doing orienteering in the gym, and then they did a thing outside. And I was talking to her yesterday, and she goes, I do this all over the place. She goes, what do you do with your kids? Your kids are so respectful. They're curious. They take care of one another. And we say this all the time, but we don't know any different, but it's always interesting for someone else from the outside to come in and just say, I see a difference in your kiddos. And that's just not Great Work School. That's coming from the elementary schools as well. And I know that they do it at the middle school and high school. And then the 5th grade, Pam, you went this week? Yeah, yesterday they went to Lord Home Farms, studied the estuary. And I was talking to Cindy Maloney today, our librarian, and she was saying that the folks there, it's the same thing, the volunteers. We have kids come through all the time, and there is something different about when Marshwood Great Work School comes. And just, again, how kind the kids are, but again, not just behave, but it's curious and respectful and things like that. So that doesn't happen by accident, and we just have a wonderful staff, wonderful community. And this next 10 days, 12 days, whatever it is, will be nuts. What is it? Okay, see, I don't count. I just show up, but it'll be nuts, but it will be a good nuts. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Just a quick thank you. We had a wonderful hike through history last Friday. It was just the most beautiful weather, the most beautiful day, and you can't even imagine how much work goes into make that day so special. But then the day comes and it's just so smooth. Thanks to everyone, our 7th grade teachers, our 3rd grade teachers, Pam Mulcahy, just did such a wonderful job, and we brought it back. We haven't been at Central in downtown South Berwick in probably 5 years, so it was our 100th birthday of Central School. So we started the day singing happy birthday and ended with thousands of cupcakes that we panicked thinking we didn't have enough, and we had lots of community members make many more cupcakes. So we had cupcakes for everybody, for all the students, for all the 7th graders, all the, Elliot joined us as well, Elliot 3rd grader. So it was just a beautiful day. And I think the other thing is just, I know Deb Kelly doesn't want me to say anything, so Deb, I promise I won't, but I can't not say just how much we love her so much, and she's, we miss her every day. She's just the heart of Central School, so love you, Debbie.
Thank you.
Hello. It's just a really fun time to be in an elementary school. There's so many fun things going on. Last week our 3rd graders went to hike through history. They're headed to the Gray Animal Park our reserve. They're headed to the Portland Lighthouse this week as part of their main study. Second graders are finishing up their Elliott history, and they've been on the gondola last week and this week. Our 3-year-olds had a carnival, which was amazing and so fun. I just wanted to be with them all day. And then last night, our pre-K had a social, and I think every pre-K family was there, and they were dancing and doing prizes, and it was just a wonderful feeling and so much positive and energy and just gratitude, I would say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I ate so many of those cupcakes, so I'm not happy about it. But they were delicious. But the hike through history was pretty amazing, and I think watching my students interact with the littles is just such a beautiful thing. And then going and watching the Central teachers see my students is just, it's really heartwarming. And so I also want to bring up that my staff and Jerry's staff have just done an excellent job, because we have been knee-deep in transition meetings, and the collaboration between those two schools have just been amazing. We had a 5th grade transition night at Marshwood Middle. That was amazing. We had so many families come out. We had Mrs. Bison took the kids to the Funtown Festival that happened. Our 8th graders went to SRT, I already say that wrong. They went to Sanford. They had an amazing time. So many kids came back talking about the cosmetology, talking about all the different aspects that they could dip into, and they were talking about, like, yeah, I gotta really work on this. I've got to come to school on time now. So it's just and I'm like, yeah, I told you so. So it's just really nice to hear them talking about these things and really looking forward to their future. But a lot of great things are happening, and we're really proud of them. And we have only a few days left, but they are still looking forward to doing a lot of great things, and we have a lot of great things happening. But Hike Through History was just a really nice way to end it with those staff members, and they did a fantastic job.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
That's it? All right. We're now going to move into executive session. May I have a motion?
Could I
please?
just ask one last thing?
What's that?
Can I just say one last thing?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, I just wanted to let our Elliott community know that I am on the ballot for this upcoming election to represent your board again, so I would love your vote.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, anything else? Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Now may I have a motion for executive session, please?
I'll move to enter into an executive session for the purpose of discussion of personnel issue pursuant to Title I, MRSA 405-6A.
Second, Heather. Great. All in favor? 4-0. An executive session at 8:18.
Thanks, you guys.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
See you soon.